Hey guys, this is Chris. I found a solution for getting our output dialog to open up and still pass the F5, F6, or F5, F7, and F8 keys back to Vixen. It turns out that Vixen itself has a way to control this. So basically, what we're going to do is we are going to go back and change our form a little bit, and then change our setup function to take all the information for our output dialog form, send it back to Vixen, and then Vixen itself is going to open it up. Um, with its own properties, and that way Vixen will be able to steal the keystrokes. So I will probably split this into two smaller sections just because of the audio delay that we've been getting. So basically, what we're going to do is we're gonna start in our output dialog here, and we need to add the reference to Vixen. So just go ahead and type add using Vixen, and we are going to change our output dialog. Instead of it being of the type form, we are going to change this to output plugin UI base. That's a Vixen type there, so that sets that up. And then at this point also we can get rid of our little fix, which was our show without activation. We no longer need that. I haven't tried to run it with it, so I don't know what it's going to do if you leave it in there, but we can get rid of it. There's no use for it anymore. Okay, now in order to understand this, you have to understand what a constructor is. When our output dialog here is actually a class. When a class gets called, it actually calls this public. When we create an object, it calls this output dialog. This is called a constructor. Now in this case, our constructor is output dialog, and we are passing it nothing. You can actually, and we did it with the setup dialog, you can actually pass it, require that you pass an integer or a string or whatever. That is the constructor. So in other words, when you make an object, you're constructing an object, so it calls the constructor. So knowing that, we can move on to the next step. The next step is we go back to our normal code right here. Now, there's this thing in C# programming. I guess it's in all Visual Studio languages. It's called reflection. What that allows the program to do is during runtime, it will allow Vixen to go into our DLL, find out the information about the constructors, and send the information back. So in order to use that, we just have to set up the using system.reflection. That way when we type, it will fill everything in there. So let's go down to our startup function. Here's our startup function, and this is all we did before is we made our new object right here. This calls the constructor, and then we show dialog. We no longer need that, so let's just remark it out. You can actually delete it if you want, but I'm just going to leave it there just so we can see what we had. Let's start this by Vixen provides an interface. It's called iSystem. So we need to create that create an object of the type iSystem. So how you do that? type in iSystem system equals. Now we've done this before. This is called a cast. So basically, when we put the parentheses, iSystem parentheses, anything after that can be of whatever type. But when we put before it that iSystem in parentheses, it changes that type to the type iSystem. And this is all provided by Vixen here. So interfaces dot available, and it's iSystem. Okay, so now we have our iSystem or object created. Let me just split it up here, and I'll come right back in and finish up in the next one.